Well, South Korea has been one of the most successful countries in handling the coronavirus pandemic, with new local cases now in single digits. A fresh outbreak in Seoul several weeks ago raised concerns, but the overall low infection rate is allowing the country to ease restrictions, and businesses are navigating new ways to operate.
It's a lot of physical labour.
Australian Julia Meller is usually surrounded by students in this brewing lab. But the vibe now is more home cooking show than classroom. She's making videos of her courses brewing Korea's traditional rice alcohol makgeolli and other local alcoholic drinks. She hopes the free and paid content she puts online will revitalize her company.
Things that we normally did for business are different now, especially for most of my businesses because they are very person to person, human to human. That interaction is now either limited or non-existent.
Meller also organized Korean brewery tours, hosted brewers from overseas, and was preparing to start an export company. But the pandemic halted her plans. Revenue hit zero, and moving online, she says, became the only option.
It's so hard to do this alone.
Meller wants to get students back soon, but complying with recommended social distancing means she'll have to cut class sizes by more than half. So her focus is the online market.
There's a lot of advantages, particularly the first one being that it's actually really easy. If you want to make Korean makgeolli, you really don't need anything that you don't already have in your kitchen.
There was never a lockdown here, and eased safety measures have led to much more socializing. But the government still strongly recommends businesses remain cautious. That includes social distancing. And for places like restaurants, limiting seating is really the only option. It's a hard sell for businesses trying to recover. The Korea Food Service Industry Association says revenue fell by an average of 75% for small businesses during the initial outbreak.
For many, there's been too much damage for profit to return to normal. And if a restaurant limits seats by 50%, that's a 50% hit to revenue.
He says the government has helped with tax cuts, loans, and incentives for property owners to lower rent. But the outlook is bleak for many, and he says there's still a big hole with limited international travel. Hotels know that better than most. The Grand Hyatt Seoul is seeing new life as the domestic market warms up, reopening its deli and soon other restaurants. But South Korea remains on its highest disease alert level, and all inbound travelers are still required to quarantine for 14 days.
What message does that send to other countries and people potentially wanting to visit Korea? Until we see that easing, I think it will be difficult to see business levels return to a level that they need to be sustainable going into the future.
The hotel industry hopes the government eases restrictions soon, and they're not the only ones.
Yeah, that's good. Do you want a cup?
Without international travelers, businesses like Meller's face an uncertain future. Bruce Harrison, SBS News.